Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LEGO City Undercover. Let's continue. So I don't think we actually got to the first level of what seems to be 15 levels in the first recording. This is one of those LEGO games that's going to have a little bit more of an open world element, so I'm thinking this might be the first level, starting just this way. Although, if it's going to be anything like
Everyone,
any other LEGO game,
bank robbing clown?
then we will enter a building at some point and do more of a 2.5D platforming experience.
Ellie, there's no sign of a clown up here.
Don't worry. I've just updated your communicator's scanning software. Use it to have a look around from the restaurant's rooftop and it'll show up anyone nearby who might be a robber.
And then?
You arrest them?
Yeah, I really don't know why they would have chosen such a distinct accent for Ellie. They probably thought it was funny, sure, but there is something to be said about... Okay, so I hit the left stick on the D-pad, by the way, to get that to work.
Hey there.
This is definitely different.
Howdy.
So we've hold A and we scan on them and we've found them. So that's a mini game. Definitely we haven't seen in any other LEGO game.
Oh, let's get to making
LEGO
this gray
game.
old place a little more pretty. Oh, that's more like it. Beautiful, even if I do say so myself.
Alright, so we'll just jump over the edge
I
because
certainly came a long way just to water some strangers' plants.
so he just watered the plants. This should be a platform. Yeah, okay. No problem there.
How did they? Whoa! Almost got me there, mister. Nah, 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 nah.
We're still very
What
much
you
in
doing
tutorial
down there,
mode.
Eh? Can't you jump this high?
You're making it very difficult for me to stay professional, you know?
Boo-hoo! Oh, can't you get up here? Come up and get me!
Interesting how the camera turned around that way. Interesting. Alright, so B will let you pick up certain items. And we've seen this in LEGO games before.
Down there, eh?
But I am slowed down even more.
Got the job. Ha! Woohoo! See ya!
Let's see. Meanwhile, seems like I'm going to turn on the sprinklers at some point.
Hey, Jack! Why do you climb this here beanstalk? Oh, sorry. I busted it.
I don't know where the... I like the music here. It's familiar. Like, I don't know where the missions are going to come from, though, if we're still just tutorializing the open world stuff. I feel like I should have been in a mission by now. It should have started me in like a 2.5D mission and then unlocked the open world after that first mission. I'd say LEGO Marvel Superheroes does kind of do that better because it really keeps you outside of the open world of New York until you're rather far into the game, just moving you from mission to mission. Perhaps that was too much, but there's another bit of lag. Yeah, I'll have to just determine when is the right time to exit out the game and restart my computer. Just double check a few things. Like, I do still have my old video card installed, so if somehow this was using my old video card, that would be weird. But yeah, we definitely aren't having big issues of lag, just small hitch there, small hitch here. And it really still goes to prove that
Dang
the hitching issue,
Stop, or
in
I will
part,
keep running after you.
is
Quit running
around
after me. I'm an innocent clown. Stop, please.
around the way these games are programmed, and they're all programmed around the same engine that certainly could be improved upon if TT Games would just spend 5
We
minutes,
can do this the easy way.
take 6
or
months to
the
a year
hard
to
way.
improve their engine, and
I'll take the easy way. I heard one of the other guys say he was going to jump on a cargo ship if the robbery went bad. So, do I get a nice sell now?
Sure. Wow, that really was the easy way.
so honestly,
Chase, did you find the robber?
Your timing is uncanny. Yep, he's in custody. It looks like one of the other robbers is at the docks.
You want to arrest that guy too?
Let me just check my calendar.
Give me a call once you got him.
there is something about this city that is different. Like, none of this is Lego stuff, whereas the city, Bricksville in the Lego the movie, the video game, all the buildings were at least in part skinned and textured to look like they were built out of Lego. This looks like this is a Lego set that has just had all of its Lego parts removed from it. So, yeah.
That'd be so cool.
It probably would be easier to asset flip a game and just pre-purchase trees like this instead of having Lego trees. Here you can see this is made out of Lego, but on this street, that's pretty much the only thing made out of Lego. It's just a ton of stuff here that has very little to do with Lego. Which, that's actually rather surprising because all the Lego games have been very much about playing it. And since this is Bricksville, you would expect that it would be full of Lego stuff, and it isn't. That's actually rather disappointing now that I see it. And so I suspect this game may have been half polished, half finished, because if they had more time, they would have clearly had more Lego stuff around all this. And we've seen in other games buildings made out of Lego that make sense. The other thing I was gonna say is, here's like a mini game. There we go. How many? Okay. These little mini games don't make the most amount of sense. But what I was going to say earlier is, yeah, if the TT games would just embrace programming all of this in the Unity engine, you would be in a better position in general. The Unity engine, I think, is probably the right engine to use. You could use Unreal, which is the engine that is used by most major AAA first-person shooter games, but then Unreal Engine is more demanding and slightly less portable to program in if you want to release these games on things like the iPad or an Apple phone or an Apple or an Android phone. So Unity probably is the better choice for this kind of game. If they switched everything to Unity, then it would probably be a relatively easy thing to fix, to move old LEGO games if they went through a major project to move their engine over to Unity. It'd be pretty easy to re-release a lot of their older games and make them run a lot smoother and just have a consistent ability to be run in general as the years carry on, because the danger on the LEGO series in particular is that the LEGO series of games are pretty evergreen. I don't expect in the next couple decades that people will kids will stop wanting to play with Legos. They work as a toy. They're really, your Hasbro board games are more likely to not be played in 10 years than Legos are not likely to be played with. That they may fall out of favor, certainly, but they'll still be around. So because the Lego toys will still be popular, the Lego video games will still be popular, in the same way that Star Wars or Indiana Jones as a series tied into Lego games are still popular a decade later plus. So keeping these games running and keeping them running smoothly should be TT Games' secondary main objective, with their main objective being the idea that they can, the desire to, I wish there was kind of some jokes here, like, on some of these characters, but not really. It's just
great.
find the guy
How am I
and
gonna
move.
get in there?
Alright. Look for a way onto the jetty.
Whoa, hey, officer, can you do me a solid? I need to get that gate open.
It would be my pleasure.
Great. Follow me.
Here's a falsity told to children. Asking a police officer for any amount of help on anything, you're likely not to get it. On some rare occasions, that they might be helpful, but most
Get under
cases
the
not.
boxes and I'll lift them up.
Of course, this is Lego City and the Lego Police are
Go through the
squeaky
door up
clean.
there. And don't tell the foreman we did this. It's against health and safety regulations.
So there was an opportunity, certainly, that we could have had some kind of level, and instead it just shortcutted us in one door and out another. There's another bit of lag.
It took it.
Yeah, it seems like the lag is loading, which would almost be a hard drive issue or a CPU issue. I do think my CPU is probably
excuse
getting
me.
a little bit old,
Can you
but
tell me
not
how I
that
get onto
old.
that cargo ship?
Easy. I just whistle and Larry and the crane will give you a lift.
Great.
Which I will gladly do once my lunch break is over.
Okay.
Which will be never, because a lousy seagull stole my sandwich.
I'll go and find it for you.
You'll know it's my sandwich, as it's approximately the size of a sandwich.
So we're doing the same
If
thing
it has
over and over
cucumber
again.
in it, then it is not my sandwich.
It might be slightly bad to
If it has sausage and jelly in it, then it is my sandwich.
mispronounce words,
Give me that
As a
sandwich, you
joke.
flying rat.
but I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure plenty of kid shows do that where
It
you
looks a bit gross.
mispronounce things.
My sandwich.
And they didn't zoom in the camera to show that. almost
Larry,
guaranteed we're
get this
gonna
guy on
find
the
somebody
side of the
else's
ship.
sandwich
Sure thing,
throughout the
boss.
game. Well, regardless of what the issues are, having a game that even lags up a little bit is ridiculous. But yeah, it really can't beat my hard drive. I have a super fast SSD. It's like top of the line SSD. There would be no justification for that. And the way this reacts and happens just as it wants to give control back to the player really tells me that it's a programming issue. Right. The colorful wheel when you have a B action is probably too much.
The police! Not just any police. I'm on a roll today.
What would be interesting is to see what happens if we let this guy get away. By the way, we've not been told if there's a way to speed up
You'll never catch
swimming.
me. Stop, please.
So will these guys just run forever? Or what? Because now he's kind of just running.
I'm going to catch you.
He just sped up then when I got close. So,
Freeze! I'm gonna have to shower after this.
I kind of don't feel like there would be an end to it. I think he would just run around in circles around the city. They probably have predefined circles. Geez, that was all chapter 1. So we have another video call.
Well, have you caught those clowns yet?
Yes, Chief.
Then go and deal with the roadblock on Auburn Bay Bridge. Those rookies have made a mess of it, and I doubt you can make it any worse.
Hey, great work. And it's a good thing we did arrest those bank-robbing clowns. Otherwise, there might have been a media circus. A media circus? Because they were dressed as clowns. Like a circus. Circus clowns.
So it's
Is this
good
thing
that you can talk and run through all this while people are talking to you, because that would be annoying if I certainly had to wait. I see a red brick over there, so it is either a case of getting up high and jumping down, or using this tree to jump up. Oops.
Did I remember my wife?
Trying to figure out. There we go. So we just got a red brick. Let's see if we have to purchase the red bricks, if we can purchase them inside of this menu, and what this red brick might have been. These first three, like, we'll turn it to honking and try that. Everything else seems like it's locked. But so what did I just collect? Seriously. What in the world did I just collect if it wasn't a red brick? Well, whatever. I guess we'll just move on. Like, chapter 1, these missions still have to exist. So maybe chapter 1 is just a tutorial section, and then we'll actually get into some levels later on. Notice you can knock people over pretty easily, which is, I guess, fine. It makes me wonder if perhaps on the Wii, this was a Wii game, right? Not a Wii U game? Well, even if it was just on the Wii U, both of those consoles were not super powerful. I wonder if perhaps this level of graphics was all that could be handled on a Wii or Wii U, and that's why we have less bricks. That's not really justifiable, frankly, since every other game has had everything or nearly everything made out of Lego bricks. Sure, I will fully admit that there are more 3D polygons probably being used to make a Lego wall that looks like that than it does to have a texture that's just a flat image copy and pasted. This is going to be funny if I need a car. I'm getting a lot of savings. This game makes weird adult references, but then also makes the levels really easy.
Don't worry. You left and forward.
At least
you
some
back
forward.
And right. You left and right, then left a bit more. You keep doing what you're doing. I like it. You, ma'am, I'm gonna need your car.
And looking at these cutscenes,
Natalia!
they look nice, but even the cutscenes aren't really Lego-ish in a lot of the background stuff.
You've destroyed my car! Wasn't wrecking my life enough for you?
You look exactly as I remember you.
Don't try and sweet-talk me. I had to change my identity because of you. I even had to change the color of my hair.
You weren't a blonde before?
You what? Ugh. I'm going to my dad's cabin to say goodbye, and then I'm getting out of Lego City.
Will I see you again?
No!
It's kind of funny to hear them say the phrase Lego.
What happened with the roadblock,
Directly.
Chase?
Oh, an out-of-control vehicle. Don't worry, I dealt with it.
Okay.
But I'll need a new car. I just, lost mine. Actually, it wasn't even mine.
No problem. Frank loses about 2 a week. There's a police vehicle calling point near a diner just north of you. It's been out of use a while, though.
And so you'd like me to repair it?
You catch on quick, Chase.
So, here's like a Lego net going over this regular wall. Yeah, it's weird that in a Lego game they would say things are made out of Lego and that the city was called Lego City, because what do they think Lego is? Particularly this city that's disappointingly not built out of Legos. It kind of loses its charm quite a bit, and then it just becomes a kid's game at this point. Like, now I'm not playing a Lego game so much as I'm just playing a kid's game that happens to have some Lego minifig characters.
Hi there. Do you know anything about that old vehicle call-in point?
I can't worry about that.
This
Look
is
at my
also
gas pumps.
a
Them people
similar
and no gas pumps means no
complaint you could
customers.
make with the way
Thanks
these
to
characters are
famous
animated,
pickled egg pie.
because they're kind of
The
stretching
opposite is
and
not true. If you
animating
fix them, I'll
way
make it what you
more
want.
than you should be able to do if you were a minifig. Their arms are swinging and stretching, and their legs and hips are moving more like a human.
I'm ruling, I'll tell you.
And they went the exact opposite of that when they made the Lego movie. They tried really, really hard to make every single scene in the Lego movie look like it could have been made out of Legos without stretching or skewing or adding a ridiculous amount of...
You did it! The diner is saved! What can I give you? An ice cream? A hot dog? An ice cream hot dog? I have a lot of
smoothing.
those spare.
That's what this
I know.
has. It's
You can have this super brick. It'll help with building that vehicle calling point. And I think there's another super brick around here somewhere.
so I collected a super brick. Okay. And they're going with country. So is the idea that Lego City is kind of a southern or mid United States area? It doesn't make sense because it looks like San Francisco slash New York. You have some tall trees here that I guess would play into more of an Appalachian style area. And we're getting this oboe music. I still like it, but it's happening a little too often. This mini game. And certainly I've done something like this before in other Lego games many times, but the standout oboe music makes it more memorable. So apparently we needed 8,000 pieces, and either I collected those pieces somehow, or you get a ton of those pieces when you get a super brick. It did occur to me something we could try here is if I go to effects settings and turn the motion blur back on, maybe that would affect how the game plays. Well, the only thing I can build is a calling point.
Whoa, that is cool.
I do have to say I enjoy the concept of not having to animate things or go through the building animation every single time. There was another lag. It has traditionally been when they do, like the menu here in particular causes the micro stutter more than anything else, and I can only assume there was one. It has to do with the reflection and the shininess of all the items, which there I don't think is any way to turn that off. Shadow quality high, shader quality high. I could probably turn those off and turn FSAA off, but I imagine the micro stutter probably would still happen. Let's see. So right now we only have one car. We could purchase this other car though. The trooper vehicle. So I might as well. In a funny way, though, a lot of this gameplay is a lot like Crackdown, but then
Hey, Chase,
I imagine
there's another
Crackdown
crime in progress.
is
Robbers
a
have
lot
located
like
themselves
GTA.
on top of the Lego City TV building, and our officers can't get to them.
How can I help? You know I can't fly, right?
Yeah, but my Uncle Duke's the sheriff of Bluebell National Park, and he's got some of the department's old grapple guns, which are great for climbing buildings.
And falling off buildings. Which is why we stopped using them, right?
Well, if you don't think you're up to it...
Oh, I'm up to it.
Great! I'll tell my uncle you're on your way.
I feel like if you were going with the idea that you are in an Appalachian style Lego City, and that's what Lego City is, then I feel like you would have a smaller city to start off with, or a smaller section of the city, and then like one of the, let's see, if we were to bring up the map, like we are on this small kind of island with a ton of area that frankly shouldn't exist. Like it does seem weird that this is here when you could have just said, hey, let's cut the island down and remove a ton of the square footage. It seems like they paid an animator to make a giant island, and then they didn't do anything to fill that giant island, so they, instead of changing the map, which really wouldn't have taken any time at all, they just left it. Because yeah, the only other thought is that through DLC they were planning on adding a ridiculously large amount of content, which that doesn't really make sense either. And then, don't get me wrong, I'll be very happy to see that there is nothing in this game when we start dealing with the fact that this is like a train track. We're trying to look for collectibles and such. Interesting. I convinced the cars to not run into me, so they're stopping on the train tracks, which is definitely not safe to do, ever. We haven't been given any instructions on how we could get more cars to use or unlock. So if I was to drive by a car and I wanted to hop into it with the Y button, like I've got this car, the Wanderer. I discovered a super build. So if I want to build this, I would need more bricks. So bricks and studs are now a separate currency. And almost certainly they never planned to put any kind of microtransactions in it. Like Warner Brothers is not by any means beneath putting microtransactions in games, but putting them in their kids' games would be going way, way too far. So having a second currency is just them trying to experiment and extend the Lego gameplay styles. So when you start a mission like this, it probably doesn't take your car and put it in some kind of garage where you can use it later.
Sir? I'm Chase. I think Ellie told you I was coming.
I haven't ever
She
gotten around to
certainly did.
playing any of the
Nice
GTA
to meet
games,
ya, Chase.
but
Duke
I
Huckleberry's a name.
have seen enough
I know all
gameplay
about
that
you.
I
Excuse me
know
for saying so, 'cause
the
I know you made a mistake.
possible
But
things you
shipping
can do in
off sure
GTA
seemed a bit harsh.
is not going to
Especially
be
as you
anywhere
got that
close to
witness
the
to come
possible
forward in the
things you
first
can do in
place.
this game. This game will be
I
severely
learned from my
limited.
mistakes. I won't do anything that stupid again. Whoa!
You okay?
Yeah, fine. Do you have a grapple gun with you?
Well, I sure do. You're welcome to one
Look
of those
how
useless
shiny these
pieces of junk.
guys.
Darn things didn't help me
It's
one
just
little
so
bit with
shiny.
old Bessie.
Ray tracing
Strap
on a
maps,
Lego game
great. About yay long.
might be interesting, but I'm not
What?
sure. They're
Nothing.
doing ray tracing
Anyway,
on
we
Minecraft,
better
and
go.
some
Gotta
demos
go
of
arrest
that
some robbers.
have looked very interesting.
Sure. Good luck with that grapple gun.
That being said,
These
the
things can be
only
tricky to use.
ray tracing game I've played so far, it did not feel like it was worth the effort to implement ray tracing. Compared to what was lost in just other kinds of design. So we now have a grapple gun that hold down the B button, the X button.
Hey, Chase. There's a hitch.
Yeah, it did seem to be going surprisingly smoothly. What's the problem?
We've got conflicting reports about which building the robbers are in now. The chief's got officers searching them on foot, but I think you can speed things up. If you can get onto the roof of the burger joint I've marked on your map.
Then I can use my scanner to figure out which building they're in, right?
Exactly. Good luck, Chase.
So, yeah, seems like there's a couple of super bricks. We're going to be collecting more and more super bricks as we play. Is there not a grapple point on this side? Jalopy. Alright. I'm having trouble jumping. Interesting, it's not letting me jump when I'm on the car. That's weird. Let's jump on this car. No, that car doesn't let me jump either. So they've really programmed this in a way that you cannot move a vehicle to reach that height. Which really makes me question what you're supposed to do there. Let's follow this line and see if it goes anywhere. No. Let's see. Seems like there is a grapple point inside the building. And then just a lot of other abilities. Okay. So we've heard the donkey sound effect, by the way, a couple times. Let's turn on the belch sound effect for the video incoming. None of them are particularly funny, at least to an adult. They might be funny enough to the 6-year-olds that this game is probably for. There is definitely a poor comparison between this game and LEGO Marvel Superheroes. I believe that's the game that was one of the best LEGO games I've played with most recently, where you're running around all of a LEGO New York City, doing tons of mini, very varied mini missions, and you're let's see. Let's look and see if we can take a shortcut through this. I think we can, and I don't think we're gonna run into a LEGO train too often. Doesn't seem like there's much even in here. It's interesting to think that the bridges would switch.
Out of the way!
That was cool. That was also a jump that was way higher than what I have done in anything else. So no explanation for that. I assume there will be a mission in which that makes sense, and they just hard programmed that to always do a fly through the air cinematic. And I just prematurely found it. I guess fair enough. Ooh, that bus just ran into something, and that wasn't my fault. So you kind of know these Lego cars are going to run into this. Interesting, the car's losing steam as it's going uphill. That's unnecessary for a kid's game. Here's a Lego burger shop. Honestly, since this game has come out, there's probably been a few Lego ideas for restaurants and small builds that would have been great in this game and just didn't exist. The LEGO City brand, as it currently is, has been going for a decent amount of time, but there was definitely LEGO cities before, at least one that is not the current LEGO City. It's really annoying that you can't target with your grapple hook and pull yourself up from any distance. You have to stand in a very precise point and then press B. That's another thing that I think gets fixed in later points. And yeah, again, this just does not look like Lego.
All right, let's see where you guys are hiding.
Alright. I'm gonna assume these guys on top are the bad guys.
Got them. Time to get those lowlifes off the high rise. Huh. I should probably steer clear of cheesy one-liners. Ellie, I've located the robbers, but I'm going to head up the building next to them instead. That way, I could jump across from its rooftop and have the element of surprise. Or, if I don't make it, a week off work in the infirmary.
Enjoy the hospital food, Chase.
So yeah, this totally feels like a building puzzle that would have been in Lego Batman 2 or in Lego Marvel Superheroes, which happened after Lego Batman 2. Lego Batman 2 was the first Lego game to try to have a city in it, and it wasn't too bad. In fact, I would argue it's still better than what we're seeing here. I'm gonna turn off that belch. I would say the belch is probably the best one so far, though. So we're gonna get an actual load section here and go inside and do an actual level. I'd be really surprised, but because we're nearly 2 hours into the game, like we've been tutorializing quite a bit, and we're gonna have more abilities we unlock
I don't have
throughout
vertigo
the
or
rest
some
of the
other
game.
ridiculous phobia.
Bonjour.
Ah! French parrots!
What? I'm not as fit as I used to be. I think I'm gonna faint.
There better be some way across to that building.
Well, I nearly fell to my death there.
Woohoo! Well, this grapple gun is great! Woohoo! Okay, now I'm feeling slightly nauseous.
So you have to. That worked very awkwardly there. I wonder if we're gonna end up changing suits to accomplish a lot of goals, like in the Batman games. You get into a weird situation with these Lego games because you're more than pretty much any other series. You kind of do need to constantly churn them out at least one every year. The TT games come different divisions seem to do it about one every 6 months or so. They're frankly running out of things to do though. It's not like there's going to be a new Harry Potter series and you can only make 3 or 4 Harry Potter Lego games that they've already made.
Well, that furniture looked tacky anyway.
I would say that there probably are some licenses they could still get, but they would be scraping the bottom of the barrel pretty quickly. If they got the Chronicles of Narnia series, that would work fine. Maybe a series of unfortunate events would work decently as a Lego game, but not a ton. The Goosebumps series, like if you could make a Lego game based on
I'm not gonna let those thieves get away.
a small collection of the Goosebumps series. So the blue and white is an indicator that you can do something physical that you can't do otherwise. Why am I getting a yellow button?
One down, the rest to go.
What it is kind of weird, I would say that most of the Lego things, doing these things where you get 1 out of 3, aren't even really worth your time right now until you have an indicator that shows you. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna either turn into some kind of small device to collect something like that, or some other ability or action. Yeah, most of the series that have been made in Lego outside of this game are actually not even super kid-friendly series. The Batman series, the Marvel series are somewhat kid-friendly, but Indiana Jones and Star Wars aren't really, at least when they originally came out,
Wow.
they weren't
I didn't even
as
realize
if they
I was
were
a gymnast.
for kids. Now, arguably, Star Wars, when it did episode 1, 2, and 3, did try to make itself a kid-friendly experience, to the dismay of previous generations of Star Wars fans, and even Indiana Jones 4 was probably designed to be more kid-friendly. These creators make the mistake of getting old and having kids, and then all of a sudden their edge of doing an adult action adventure starts to fall away.
Don't mind me.
So that whole parkour there was just pressing forward.
And that makes 2.
All I did was press X a couple times, and he automatically swirled and threw them into that into the power brick or whatever that was. Yeah, all of this is from Lego Batman 2, and most of
And
what
there's number
was in
3.
Lego Batman 2.
That just leaves the leader.
Why did I just get a 1 out of 4 badges? Like, we are in an actual level for the first time, so we know that there's 3 more things I need to do in this level to get a full badge. Maybe that's because I've gotten 1 out of 4 of the gold at the top bar, but then that wouldn't really make sense to have 2 indicators. Apparently there's also 2 vehicles in this level that you somehow unlock, probably just by finding wheels, and 1 red brick and 2 skins. And almost certainly a lot of it is behind locked things, so we're going to end up having to come back and play these levels a second time.
Stop!
If not a third time.
I
If not a
guess
fourth
he's gonna
time.
be a bit harder to catch.
What I'll do is I will make a concerted effort to I can only get up just barely high enough to not fall off the edge. Yeah, I think I'll make a concerted effort to just play the game normally.
Now
There's a
that's
purple
of
stud.
you.
That I nearly fell to my death from. And after the first run through the main story, it'll probably unlock free play mode and everything. I'll look at a walkthrough to find the one red brick.
It'll take more than that to stop me, mister.
Why did I have to open my big
Oops.
yap?
Wait, I've just seen a member of the LEGO City PD swing into the fray. It looks like this pursuit will end in an arrest. This is Conrad Peters on the scene for Channel K News.
So, falling to my death didn't seem like it dropped any studs. Which, that's a different way for games to work, certainly in LEGO. Up until this point, if you died, you would lose a certain amount of studs, but I'm fine with that not happening, because often you would die and then you would drop a bunch of studs that could be recovered, but you would have died because you fell off the edge of the screen. It also stops the engine from having to animate studs that haven't been hand placed as much. So you can instead just have all of these kind of studs that are in one place. You know where they're going to be. They're not going to bounce around or move. These action shots are cool, but they're not to the level of the cutscenes. So there's an awkward comparison between that.
Help me! I don't want to fall! I got a wife and 2 goldfish!
Reach up. Tell me who you're working for.
It's George! George Tom Benson Berry?
Aw, come on.
I can't tell you. He'll take me apart. All right, I work for Rex Fury.
Rex, where is he?
I don't know. I never see him. He just phones me.
Then who would know?
Search me. Maybe Blue. He's the fixer in Albatross prison. Go see him. Just don't let me fall.
You seem very well informed for a car thief.
Yeah, well, I pick things up.
Yeah, I don't know why
Not
you
anymore, you don't.
wouldn't pull them up first. That's kind of a macabre joke for a LEGO game.
Fartar Bensonbury?
Hey, long time no see, Dave.
That was the made-up name that they used. So free play unlocked, but it really doesn't make any sense that you would want to go back and do the free play. Also, we didn't get a full bar, which would have given us a gold brick. But we should get one for finishing the level, and then we can only continue the story. So it's not even letting me replay it the level if I wanted to, or try anything else, because it's directing me in the right direction to say don't bother to even do that. So we've unlocked free running. And so now the cities seem to have more on them, so maybe it's a case that the city will be covered in Lego bricks to begin with. Look for red replay levels. So I would kind of hope that there's a menu where I could just go and replay the levels, because if I have to go back and find them, then I definitely am going to need a walkthrough in a map just to say, hey, go there and do that again.
Hey, Chase! I just saw you on the TV news. You looked a little pasty. Did you get a lead?
Yeah, straight to Albatross prison. Do you know how I can get there?
Ooh, Chief won't like that.
he's closed the file on Rex's escape?
What if the chief didn't know?
I don't know. I'll go ask him.
No, wait. Look, is there a way of getting there without the chief finding out?
Okay, there's one way you can do it. First, you get on the ferry at the jetty behind the police station.
And then?
You don't tell the chief about it.
Thanks, Frank.
This
I'll see you
section
later.
Okay, good luck. And if you
is
speak to Ellie, tell her I said
incredibly
hi.
familiar. It is a direct copy and paste from what I recall of Lego Marvel Superheroes. So I'm guessing this team developed this after Lego Batman 2 and had the full finished version of Lego Batman 2 to use resources from, and then had the beginnings of Lego Marvel Superheroes, which would make sense. Maybe they took a little bit longer to create that game. The Marvel games in particular do need to be a little bit better quality.
Those coastal roads have always been dangerous.
How much is this? 15,000 to build a wishing fountain. So it seems like some of these super builds are not really things that always are going to prove to be useful.
Right street, then where is the building?
I don't think we need to do this every time. This is going to get repetitive fast. So that just gave me a super brick. And that's not where we were going.
As if I needed another reason to be
There's
scared
one of the voice actors who just says hello, hello. You know what? I think we've got to end it here, and I'm gonna try some different things here. We're gonna see what it would look like visually if I was to turn FSAA off and then turn off bloom and depth of field and motion blur. This would still be shader quality high and shadow quality high. Let's see, will that require any reset? No. Okay. So, if anything, it might make the glossiness of these Lego characters, which they certainly got very, very glossy in later versions of the Lego game. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that changed too much, and it feels like it may have sped up the speed at which this is running by a small fraction. So we'll try that in the next recording. Meanwhile, I guess we are unlocking more things. Or I guess I could figure out, like, this will just give us information about which level it is. And it does look like you can just hit A to play that if you want to, so you don't have to actually fast run there.
Ooh, dentist visit today. I bet
So
he
what
gives
is
me a
this?
lollipop.
Red brick cheats. You have to purchase them after we have the red bricks. So we will need some some gold studs. We've done basically nothing on this level.
No.
There was a tiny micro stutter, it seemed like, there in the map. But it almost certainly won't happen the second time.
I hope this is the right
It says calculating
if this
path.
is the right street, then where is the building?
But it's not really calculating anything. The middle section of this, by the way, is labeling different things. There's like a downtown section, Festival Square, Grand Central, Crossover Terminal. So this is the Bluebell National Park. The left bump, right
Hey,
bump.
you.
It seems to indicate that the bumps would do something, but they're really not. Maybe they are selecting different things, but
What's new?
yeah, the menu says left bump and right bump does something, but
I should take some time off.
it's really not. Interesting.
Clown bank robbers! That is no laughing matter.
That character's walking very herky-jerky. Honestly, this game probably would run best if you kept the resolution low. Having it at 1080p is probably a major problem with their engine also.
It's good to see officers.
You see on Switch games, a lot of games not running at their base resolution. I played a brand new AAA game that had a base resolution of 720p and was scaling up to 1080p, which was rather disappointing. Revelation. Okay, so we're at now 2.9% done. We have 3 of 39 still red bricks, 7 of 305 characters. I imagine we'll unlock characters very quickly. It doesn't seem like you have to run around the city and find characters or arrest people or do anything to unlock the characters, so actually, I don't know how we're going to unlock all these characters, frankly. Let's see. And we didn't get any more vehicles, and we only got 1 gold brick. So we're not making a ton of progress. We kind of just have to play the story mode forward through the first time. And then once we've unlocked everything in free play, we can start doing some major cleanup, like most LEGO games. And typically, you get somewhere slightly below 50% when you've played the story mode all the way through, and then you make quick jump to 75-80%, and then maybe a little bit of struggle to get to 100%. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam or gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.